Yo, what is going on, my fellow wrestling fans? It is your boy, Hollywood Steve. I am back with another video, guys. In today's video, we are going to go over the NXT episode from last night on the CW. So, before we get into any other review, first, I need you guys to like this video. I need you guys to subscribe. I need you guys to comment. And I need you guys to share. All four of those things. Need you guys to do that for me. It really helps out the YouTube algorithm. Alright. Getting into the NXT review. So, last night, first match of the night, we had Julia and Stephanie Vaquer taking on Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson of Metaphor. And we had Julia and Stephanie Vaquer picking up the win with a couple of highlights from the match, though. We had Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson delivered a little pre-tape warning to Julia and Stephanie Vaquer on their way to the ring. And Legend left Julia and Vaquer on the ropes and then lifted up Jackson to dive onto both women outside, which was, I love that move by Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. I think that is such a cool move that they do. And then Stephanie Vaquer picks up the win by pinning Jakara Jackson. And I guess NXT has a new reporter. Guy's name is Blake Howard. Last night was the first night I'd seen this guy. But Blake Howard asked Stephanie Vaquer and Julia about their Iron Survivor Challenge, and both of them welcomed the chance to fight one another in that match. And I think that is going to be an epic match. Jada Parker cut a little vignette and later warned that she would be the next NXT Iron Survivor in the women's Iron Survivor match. Then we had Cora Jade taking on Sol Ruca, and that match went back and forth. And it was a women's qualifier for the women's Iron Survivor, taking place at Deadline on December 7th. However, though, an accidental connection with the turnbuckle with her previously injured knee. So basically, Cora Jade hit the turnbuckle with her previously injured knee, and that allowed Sol Ruca to hit the Soul Snatcher and pick up not a shocking victory, but give a shocking loss to Cora Jade. So we've got Sol Ruca is your first woman for the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. So she's your first participant. And pretty much this match was delivered. This match really kind of deserved more than 3 minutes, and I really think so because of the talent of both women and the action in it. I mean, Sol Ruca and Cora Jade both had a lot of chemistry, and just the movement of the moving, they were just moving smoothly throughout, and yeah, I mean, it was just a good match all around, and I really think it deserved more than just like 3 minutes. Yeah, it deserved more than 3 minutes, guys. But again, women's division, okay, here we go again. It's all about giving the women more time in their matches instead of just these 3-minute matches. You got to give them time. And generally, it was shocking that Cora Jade lost, because she'd been set up as the potential NXT champion, women's champion, since she made her return. And she also established a rivalry with Julia. So that was really interesting. Ruka's got the talent, obviously, to stand out in the Iron Survivor Challenge, but she's not gonna win, and I don't think she's probably not gonna win in this field. But hopefully NXT has a strong idea for the heel side of this match, with the most established non-champion heel out. So we'll see what happens with that one. So again, Ruka defeats Cora Jade by a pinfall to stamp her ticket to Deadline in the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge. And then we got backstage, we got Brynlee Reese and Dion Lennox encouraging Carmen Petrovic to team with Ashante the Adonis for a mixed tag match next week. And then we got Ava advising the tag team division to step up and earn a shot at the NXT Tag Team Championships. And she didn't name anyone as the next contender as of yet. And then we had Josh Briggs introduce Pro Wrestling Noah's Yoshiki Inamura as his new tag team partner to Ava. Wow. So apparently, I haven't heard a lot about Inamura, but apparently, I guess this guy from Pro Wrestling Noah, I guess this guy is awesome. I guess this guy's really, really good. And he's doing his, he's part of NXT. I guess he's doing I believe he's doing his excursion to the U.S., so that's pretty cool. Then we had, then NXT General Manager Ava, she also gave, she gave Eddie Thorpe an Iron Survivor Challenge qualifier match next week, because Eddie Thorpe has just been like, what are you doing with me here, Ava? What am I doing here? I'm just kind of spinning my wheels. What am I doing? So that was good to see for Eddie Thorpe. Then we had Nathan Fraser telling Axiom he had an Iron Survivor qualifier, and Axiom was furious about this. And OTM took offense and they almost came to blows with the family. So that was that one. And then we had Wes Lee was shocked by a resilient Cedric Alexander, but did not lose steam, and he finally sealed the victory with a running Meteora. So Lee and Alexander fought hard in this qualifier, though it was clear throughout that Lee was going to win. Even with all the surprise kickouts, this match rocked. This match was an absolutely amazing match. Wes Lee and Cedric Alexander, I mean, they delivered. They delivered. It was awesome. It was awesome to see. It was an awesome match to watch. I mean, go back and watch it. It was a really good match. A lot of good spots in there. Cedric Alexander kicking out of the cardiac kick. And then Wes Lee picking up the victory with the Meteora. I mean, that was pretty good. However, though, predictably, it's not a bad thing when the right man wins. So Lee really needed this win, and he's now the clear favorite in the men's Iron Survivor Challenge, and I think so. I think Wes Lee is the clear favorite to go all the way, to take this thing all the way and win the Iron Survivor Challenge and challenge challenge Trick Williams for his NXT championship. So I really think that I think Wesley is the favorite to win the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge, and I would not be shocked if he did. Wesley is an incredible talent, so I would not be shocked if he won. I think he's probably the clear favorite. And it's just kind of a disappointing element of this match. It was the finish, which seemed to indicate Lee's moving away from his cardiac kick. And I like that cardiac kick because it's an extremely strong finisher, and just the Meteor is kind of just blah. Really, Meteor is just kind of blah. It's so. So anyway, moving on, we had and just one of a notable moment from the match. Alexander countered a cardiac kick with a low drop kick, which I thought was really cool. And Alexander managed to kick out of the cardiac kick and then ducked a dive from Lee before blasting him with a clothesline and absolutely just taking his head off. I mean, it was a nasty clothesline. I mean, looked like he spun Lee inside out. I mean, it was a good clothesline. But again, Lee picks up the victory with the Meteor. So then we had Shawn Spears. He finds Tony D'Angelo at his restaurant and challenged him to put his North American Championship on the line, but not against him, against Brooks Jensen. And him and Shawn Spears, Tony D'Angelo and Shawn Spears were just going back and forth, about what family does for each other, and how family sticks up for each other, and how, if Shawn Spears wants a shot at Tony D'Angelo said, if you want a shot at my NXT North American Championship, if you want a shot at this, step up, challenge me. Don't have your lackey, don't have your boy challenge me. Step up and challenge me. So next week we're gonna get Brooks Jensen challenging Tony D'Angelo for the North American Championship, which will be a pretty good match, I think. And then we had Zarya. She delivered a little video, a warning to anyone in her way to win or to the Iron Survivor Challenge. I think Julia is a favorite to probably win this, to win the women's one. I really think so. I really do. I like Zarya, formerly Delta in I believe New Japan. I believe she wrestled in New Japan with she's wrestled against Julia and Stephanie Vaquer. So she's wrestled against some of these other couple of these other ladies. And then we got Trick Williams come out and Trick made it pretty clear that he wants a shot at Ridge Holland. But then Andre Chase interrupted Trick Williams. What was Andre Chase who actually interrupted Trick Williams and made it clear that he wanted a shot at Ridge Holland. And not instead of Trick. So Andre Chase actually wants a shot at not Trick Williams, at Ridge Holland for what he did to Chase U, for how he basically infiltrated Chase U and the things he did to taking Andre Chase out, taking Duke Hudson out, and just doing the things that he did to Riley and Thea. And so this little back and forth caused Holland to march out. And Trick actually made a number one contender match next week between Chase and the British wrestler Ridge Holland. And Holland also wanted Chase U. He put up he put up a caveat. He put up a challenge to Andre Chase. He said if I beat you, which I will, if I win next week, Chase U's done. He said Thea's done, Riley's done, Duke Williams or Duke Hudson done. You're done. Chase U is done. And Andre Chase kind of stood there, thought about it, just kind of listened to the crowd, and Andre Chase agreed. He agreed to put Chase U on the line next week in a number one contender match for Trick Williams NXT Championship. So we will have to see how that goes, and it looks like we might get the end of it looks like we really might get the end of Chase U. That's been an ongoing faction for a little while, so it looks like we might start to get the end of that. Looks like we might get the end of Chase U, because as much as I love Andre Chase, I don't like his chances against Ridge Holland, because this new form of Ridge Holland is brutal. This guy, this character development that Ridge Holland has taken his character to, this new side of Ridge Holland's character, he doesn't care. He is going to destroy anything and everybody. So I don't, as much as I like Andre Chase and Chase U, I don't like Andre Chase's chances. But I digress. That being said, so, oddly, this was kind of oddly scripted, but despite Trick Williams completely selling the audience on the match to come, which is going to happen next week, in particular, it made little sense after months of turmoil and growth for Chase to offer up Chase U, literally like it was nothing. Like it was just, I'll offer up Chase U, for a shot at the number one contender, to become the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Okay, so, but in the end, the end result is a great sell for next week, because the Professor's entire legacy is on the line to get the biggest title opportunity of his career, which is going to be really good for Andre Chase. So, it should be significantly better than the ambulance match that they had at Halloween Havoc. So, just by what's on the line, just by Andre Chase offering up Chase U to get a title shot. That's really amazing. That's really bold there by Andre Chase. So, Trick highlighted, he highlighted Andre Chase's work for putting over new talent in NXT, but then Andre Chase offered the rights to Chase U, but Holland only wanted a title shot. So later Holland clarified that he would end the university if he won. Holland caught Chase with a cheap shot, but Trick responded with a bookend and hit the Chase U stomp with Andre Chase in the middle of the ring, and Ridge rolls out of the ring. Then we get Duke Hudson, Riley Osborne, and Thea Hale backstage questioning Andre Chase's decision. But he promised the win would be big, so we will have to see what goes down there. We will have to see what happens there. Next, we got Adriana Rizzo trying to bring the fight to Nikita Lyons, but Rizzo fell short to the Lions' roar. But then Then Rizzo finds a crowbar and absolutely just pelts, absolutely blasts Nikita Lyons with the crowbar in the back and leaves her laying. And I mean, it was you could tell there was really no chemistry, and it was kind of an ugly match that frankly shouldn't happen again because maybe a stipulation match would have gone better, but it didn't really work. But a small silver lining is that Rizzo did look better in stretches than she has before, so that was good. I mean, Rizzo looked a lot better, but she just couldn't get the job. She just couldn't get on the same page with Lyons, who herself has kind of been struggling since returning. So, but Lyons really still needed the win here, because Rizzo's not ready yet to show she's ready for a real serious push. So, Lyons locked in the full Nelson to dominate Rizzo for early stretches of the match. But Rizzo fought out with a head scissors to set up, setting up her comeback there. But she ultimately fell to the Lions' roar. And then we had Lexis King. Lexis King got frustrated. Then we had Lexis King taking on Javon Evans, the young OG. So Lexis King got frustrated late in his match after giving Javon Evans. He kind of pretty much gave him too much leeway, but the young OG takes advantage with a super kick and corner springboard corkscrew, which is, I mean, Javon Evans is just amazing, absolutely amazing. But it wasn't the most involved match. King really looked better. He guided the action along, highlighted by his strong focus on doing things the right way. Much like the earlier qualifier, the right winner was also the obvious winner. So this wasn't the most dramatic contest, but Evans was never going to lose with his current rival already qualifying. Pretty much the best signs of positive progression came from Lexis King, who might have turned a corner in NXT. This face run may be what pushes him to relevancy, which I think would be good. Just some notable moments here. Lexis King accidentally caught Javon Evans with a headbutt to the groin off a springboard. When he saw his opponent was hurt, he called the referee rather than take the pin, which I thought was good, which it was pretty classy. But the young OG connected with a frog splash for a near fall, and Evans showed respect to King afterward. They shook hands, and I thought that was really good. Lexis King raised Evans' hand afterwards, so that was really good. I thought that was a great sign of sportsmanship there by Lexis King, and a good sign for his character. And we'll see where this face turn goes. So to be continued. Then we got Dante Chen, Hank Walker, and Tank Ledger giving Lexis King kudos for doing the right thing. But then we had Gallus show up, start mocking them, and they started mocking him for failing, and then they just had all the tag teams just had a big old huge brawl, and that's what was centered around later on in the night was just the tag teams just going at each other, tag teams just brawling, all the tag teams brawling, showing Ava what they had, showing Ava that they were they were serious, and that's all she wanted. And then we got our main event, which was Kalani Jordan taking on Fallon Henley for the NXT Women's North American Championship, and this is a pretty competitive rematch. But of course, we got interference from JC Jane and Jasmine Nix, saving the day and setting up the Famouser for Henley to pick up the win. Of course, we get interference by the heels, of course, but it was significantly a better match than the Halloween Havoc match, which was it seemed more about the moment than pure action. So I thought that was really good. I thought that was really good. And the first match proved the chemistry between Jordan and Henley, but last night is where they kicked it up a notch. Hopefully the second bout is not the last, because I want to see these two go at it again. They really showed up and showed out. So I really want to see these two go at it again. But Henley could not lose here. But NXT has shown a clear trust in Jordan as a performer, which is true. Absolutely, Kalani Jordan is one of the best performers on that roster in the women's division. She definitely sold why she could regain her gold, while also making Henley look much more like a dangerous threat as champion, which is definitely absolutely true. Fallon Henley here looked pretty dangerous as a heel, and I like this heel turn for Fallon Henley. I really do. I think it's a good thing for. I mean, it's helped her win a championship, which is what she needed for a long time. And the promise of Fatal Influence is finally playing out, as all three women have really leveled up with the championship involved, which is true. And earlier in the night, Jane and Nix told Jordan that she had no chance to beat Henley, and Henley blocked it. Henley blocks a dive from Jordan and sent her head first into the announce table, which looked brutal. And then Jordan responds with a moonsault off the table. I mean, my goodness. And Jordan almost got the win. Almost got the win here with the Spanish Fly. But JC Jane, first Jordan hits her split-legged moonsault, which is her finisher. But JC Jane grabs Henley's foot and puts it on the bottom rope to save the pin. And then after Henley picks up the win, the ladies are all celebrating on the ramp. Fatal Influence is celebrating, and then we get all the NXT tag teams come out, and they are just brawling with each other. And that was the show ends. NXT ends in chaos. I love chaos. Absolutely love chaos. So that was NXT, guys. That was from Bleacher Report. That was the review from Bleacher Report of what went down. But I wasn't gonna read word for word, so I kind of gave you guys I kind of ad-libbed there. But that being said, NXT all around was a pretty okay episode. There was a lot of good things in there. I really like the tag division stepping up. Like I said, the Fallon Henley, Kalani Jordan match was really good. Lexis King, Javon Evans match was good. Javon Evans can wrestle with anybody. I mean, the guy is amazing. The Stephanie Bacare and Julia and Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson match was okay. It was okay. It was good. But the Wesley's match was good. I mean, obviously Wesley had to win there. So yeah, I mean that's kind of pretty much it, guys, for NXT. Like I said, all around it was a good show. You know, it was your average NXT episode. Nothing really blew me away per se in this show. Nothing really ever blows me away with NXT. You can definitely see it's developmental, which is good. I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that's bad either, which is good. But you can definitely tell. But all around it was a good show. Good episode of NXT last night. I really encourage you guys to watch it, especially if you guys have not seen Stephanie Vaquer and Julia. They are incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'm so glad they are on NXT. But I digress. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys in the next one. This is Hollywood Steve signing off. Saying when you're Hollywood Steve, it's for life.